My beloved child, the words I send to you are never empty echoes or fleeting lines that vanish. They carry within them the power of wisdom that surpasses all human understanding. They are like streams of living water flowing from the eternal spring to refresh your soul in seasons of dryness. Perhaps in this very moment, you may not fully grasp their meaning, just as a seed sown into the soil does not sprout instantly, but rest assured, every word and every syllable is quietly at work preparing for you an abundant harvest in the appointed time. My word never returns void. It will bear fruit at the right moment, in the right place, and in the exact way I have ordained for your life. Remember, it is by my word that the heavens and the earth were created, the seas stilled, the mountains established, and all creation sustained until this very day. So when I speak to you, that word carries the same power to build, to heal, to protect, and to lead you through every turn of your journey. Do not be disheartened when you cannot yet understand its full meaning, for my wisdom is higher than your understanding, and the plans I have for you far exceed anything your eyes have seen or your ears have heard. When you walk through the night, my word will be a lamp to your feet, keeping you from stumbling. When you face trials, it will be a shield against the fiery arrows of the enemy. When your heart grows weary, it will become a source of comfort, lifting you, encouraging you, and igniting within you the flame of hope. Let my word be the foundation for every decision, the rhythm of your heartbeat, and the very breath of your life. For only my word can steady you in the storm only. My word can give you strength to endure without falling, and only my word can show you the path that leads to eternal life. My beloved child, engrave this truth upon your heart. My word is not given for a fleeting moment or a single passing day, but to preserve and equip you for the entire journey. It will be with you in times of joy and in times of sorrow, when hope fills your heart and when everything around you seems to collapse. Like a river that never ceases to flow, my word will always pour forth, bringing freshness to your soul so that you do not wither or faint in the desert of this life. And one day when you look back, you will realize that the very words you once thought were small or hard to understand had become a sturdy bridge over deep chasms, wings lifting you above the abyss, and a pillar holding you firm when everything else was shaken. Embrace my word as a traveler clings to a map in the barren wilderness, as a sailor clings to a compass amid the raging sea, for it is this very word that will guide you safely to the shore I have promised. My child, let your heart be still and listen. Do not let the clamor of the world drown out that gentle yet powerful voice. Let my words not only resound in your ears, but be engraved upon your heart so that each beat may move in harmony with the rhythm of heaven. Then you will see that my words are not a burden, but a gift, not a chain, but freedom, not rigid rules, but the pathway that leads you into perfect liberty. For I have spoken, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. So then take my word as your food, drink deeply of my word, that your soul may be filled and that you may become strong, radiant, steadfast, walking without wavering until the day you step into eternal glory. My beloved, hold firmly in your heart that no scheme of the enemy can overthrow you, for my hand has covered and guarded you in every step. He may strive to sow confusion, to whisper doubts into your ear, to shake your faith, and cause you to stumble on the path of righteousness. He is the deceiver from the beginning, the accuser who searches out your weaknesses to exploit them. Yet remember, I have given you spiritual weapons beyond compare, and no arrow he launches can pierce the shield of my protection surrounding you. My child, the enemy is always lurking, seeking opportunity when you are weary, when your heart is heavy, when you feel alone. In those moments he whispers that you are not strong enough, not holy enough, not worthy enough. But those words are only shadows that try to cover the light. Remember, truth is not found in accusations, but in what I have spoken over you. You are chosen, you are loved, you are called to stand firm. When he comes like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour, resist him by standing firm in faith. For faith in me is your shield, your armor, your helmet of war, guarding your mind from being shaken. Do not let your heart tremble in fear, for fear only strengthens the hand of the deceiver. Rise up with faith and take my word as a sharp sword to cut through every chain of falsehood. When he whispers that you are alone, declare that I am with you until the very end of the age. When he plants the thought that you have failed, respond that in me you are more than a conqueror. When he brings back memories of your past mistakes, proclaim that the blood of the Lamb has washed you clean, and there is no condemnation for those who belong to me. Do not forget, my word is not mere writing on a page, but a mighty weapon, a power that transforms a light that pierces through every darkness. My child, it is not by your own strength that you overcome, but by the power of my Spirit. When you are weak, let my strength be made perfect in you. When you are lost, let my word guide every step of your way. When you face temptation, let the Spirit remind you that you do not belong to darkness, but to the light. Put on the full armor of the Spirit, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of readiness to proclaim the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. With these weapons you will stand firm against every scheme, neither shaken nor defeated. At times he will not come with a roar, but with false sweetness, with promises of ease, comfort, or paths that seem free from suffering. But do not be deceived, my child, for the end of those paths is emptiness and death. Keep your eyes fixed on me, anchor your heart in my truth. Like a tree planted by streams of water, unafraid of drought, so you too shall not tremble before trials, for your roots are deep in my word. My beloved, I want you to know this: every time you pray in resistance, darkness trembles. Every time you lift up praise, his power is shaken. Every time you declare my word, a wall of fire is raised around you. You are not powerless, on the contrary. You carry within you a heavenly strength the world cannot comprehend. The enemy may try to strike, but he only beats the air, for greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. Therefore, my child, live in steadfastness. Remember, this battle is not yours alone, it is mine. You do not need human wisdom or strength to prevail, only the surrender of walking with me. When you do, I, myself, will fight for you. As I opened a path through the Red Sea for Israel, so I will make a way for you through every entrapment. As I brought down the walls of Jericho with nothing but a shout, so I will tear down every barrier in your life. As I preserved Daniel in the lion's den, so I will keep you safe in the jaws of the enemy. Do not be afraid, my child, for I have spoken. No weapon that is formed against you shall prevail, and every tongue that rises up against you in judgment, you shall condemn it. Isaiah 5:4-17. This promise has not grown old, nor has it faded. It remains intact for you today. Walk with the confidence that I am your strong fortress, your unshakable refuge. Though the world may change, though people may betray, though enemies may plot in every way, yet my word stands firm, my covenant remains unbroken, and my love will never be moved. Let your heart be filled with peace, for the peace I give is not like the peace the world offers. It is the peace that surpasses all understanding, guarding your heart and your mind in me. When you stand within this peace, the enemy cannot break through, accusations cannot wound you, and dark schemes cannot bind you. You will come to see that each day, each step, you are being led in victory. My beloved, stand firm. Hold tightly to the sword of the Spirit, put on the full armor that I have given you, and walk without trembling. Let all of heaven and earth know that you do not belong to darkness, that you are a child of light, and that the one who is in you is greater than every other power. You will not only stand strong, but you will move forward, conquer, and become a living testimony of my power in this world. And as you do, even those who are lost will see the light in you, and they too will turn toward the source of eternal life. My dear one, I know there are days when you feel adrift in a sea of people, as though no one cares about your existence. No one sees the pain you carry or hears the hidden sighs of your heart. You may believe you are invisible to the world, that no one notices your effort or your tears. But child, even when the whole world seems indifferent, I am still near, closer than the beating of your heart, closer than each breath you take. My eyes have never turned away from you. My ears have never ignored even your smallest sobs. and my heart has never ceased to be moved by each silent tear that falls upon your cheek. You are never abandoned, for I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands, and your image is ever before me. When the storms of life suddenly arise, sweeping away every sense of safety, when the roar of the raging waves makes you tremble, you may think that I have remained silent. But my child, do not let that silence deceive you. I am not absent. I am watching, and at the appointed time I will rise and speak a single word that will cause the storm to be still. When darkness covers you, creeping into your soul with its lying whispers, you are worthless. You will never escape failure. You are unworthy of love. Then stand up and fight back with my word. For my word is the light that scatters the darkness, the truth that exposes the lies, the lamp that never fades. Remember, this darkness can only prevail when the light goes out, and when you cling to my word, that light will shine forth and cause every lie to vanish like mist under the morning sun. My child, I have promised, and I never break. My promise, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That promise is not bound by your circumstances or your feelings. Whether you stand on the mountaintop of joy or descend into the valley of tears, I am still there. When you are faithful, I am with you. When you are weak, I do not depart. When you fail, I do not turn my back on you, but stretch out my hand to lift you up. Have I not said I will never leave you nor forsake you? Hebrews 1:3-5. That promise is the golden chain binding my heart to yours, the shield that deflects every arrow of despair, the anchor that secures your soul from drifting in the sea of suffering. You may find yourself in a battle that feels too fierce to endure, where arrows fly relentlessly, where the enemy's shouts fill your heart with fear. But remember, this battle already has its ending written. The victory belongs to you. I have not promised that you will avoid trials, but I have promised that in the end you will stand on the mountaintop wearing the crown of triumph. I have not said you will never stumble, but I have promised you will not be utterly defeated. I have not said you will never shed tears, but I have promised to wipe away each one and turn them into seeds of joy. Never forget, this victory is not based on your strength, but on the blood of the Lamb that was shed on the cross that broke the chains, and on my word declared before you were even born. O my child, when the world around you seems to collapse, when the enemy shouts in triumph, do not fix your eyes on the circumstances, lift them up to me. Just as Peter walked upon the waters, as long as he kept his gaze upon me, the waves could not swallow him. In the same way, as long as you keep your eyes on me, you will not sink, no matter how fierce the sea may rage. Do not forget that I have given you the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, the one who reminds you of every word I have spoken, and he will help you stand firm in the whirlpool. As you listen to his voice, you will be reminded that you are not destined for defeat, but appointed for victory. My child, sometimes victory does not appear immediately before your eyes, but is built step by step through your daily faithfulness. Every prayer you offer, every tear you shed, every time you choose to believe instead of fear, to forgive instead of resent, to stand firm instead of giving up, all of these are writing the story of your victory. Do not let delay cause you to doubt, for delay does not mean defeat. Do not let silence drive you to despair, for in silence I am working. Do not let hardship make you think I have forgotten you, for hardship is only the tool that shapes you into a stronger warrior. Engrave in your heart that your victory is not only for yourself, but so that many others may see my glory through your life. When you step out of the battle bearing the mark of triumph, others will see and be encouraged that they too can stand firm. You will become a living testimony that nothing can separate you from my love. And through your perseverance, many will find hope, find faith, and find true light. Beloved child, stand firm. Let the storm winds blow, let the raging waves roar, but anchor your heart firmly in my promise. For I, the Eternal One, have written your destiny, and in that destiny there is no final defeat, only glorious victory. Trust in me, for never have I allowed even one of my sheep to be lost. My beloved child, if you truly believe in me, let that faith not remain only in thought or word, but turn it into action in this very moment. Do not let your heart waver before the upheavals around you. Do not let your eyes be captivated by the false glitter of this world, and do not let your mind be distracted by the noise of rumors, temptations, or doubts that surround you. Keep your eyes steadfastly fixed on me, for only when your gaze clings to me can you walk upon the waters of what seems impossible. These steps are not based on your strength, but on my infinite power, the one who calmed the sea with a single word, who opened a dry path through the raging waters for my people to cross, who turned the barren desert into a place flowing with streams of living water. The road before you may not always be smooth. There will be days when your legs feel weary, as though you no longer have the strength to take even one more step. There will be nights when you lie down with bitter tears streaming down your face, your heart crying out, "Lord, do you truly hear me? Are you listening to me in this darkness?" And in those very moments, the enemy will whisper planting thoughts in your mind that you are alone, that you have been forgotten, that your prayers rise only to the ceiling before falling lifeless to the ground. He wants you to believe that I have turned my face away, that you must struggle alone in the suffocating night. But my child, these are nothing but deceitful schemes. You must remember that I have never left you, and I never will. On the contrary, I have known you since before your very first cry. Even as you were being formed in your mother's womb, I saw you, I called you by name, and I placed upon you an eternal purpose. Before you could utter your first prayer, I had already prepared the answer. Before you could ever stumble into mistakes, I had already made a way for forgiveness. And even before the foundations of the earth were laid, I had loved you, chosen you, and written your name in the book of life. Understand this. My love is not like human love, which shifts with circumstances. My love for you is everlasting, unchanging, unfading, unconditional, and nothing can ever separate you from it. Think on this. My child, when I hung the stars in the heavens and called them each by name, I also called your name. When I divided the seas and raised up the mountains, I was also shaping your destiny. When I painted the grand canvas of the universe, you were not overlooked. You were woven into the very heart of my perfect design. You were never an accident, never a mistake, never a random occurrence. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and every thread of your life rests securely in my hands. So do not let fear or doubt steal away your trust in me. When the enemy whispers that you are not strong enough, declare that I, the Eternal One, dwell within you, and that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When he sows the lie that you are unloved, remember the cross where my Son stretched out. His arms bore the nails and proved that my love for you knows no limits. And when he dares to tell you that you have no worth, proclaim with confidence that you are the marvelous handiwork of the Creator, bearing my image and filled with my very breath. My child, be assured that this journey is not merely a string of days where you are forced to struggle alone. I am walking with you, guiding you through every turn, lifting you when you fall, wiping away your tears when you weep, and smiling when you dare to trust even in the midst of adversity. I want you to know that the faith you express today will open wide doors in the days to come. The seeds of belief you sow now will become an abundant harvest tomorrow. Every prayer you lift, every faithful step you take, every time you choose to stand firm instead of giving up, all of these are accumulating into undeniable evidence of my faithfulness in your life. And be certain of this, no matter how difficult the road ahead may be, I have already gone before you to prepare the way. There is no abyss so deep that my love cannot reach it. There is no mountain so high that my hand cannot lead you over it. There is no darkness so thick that my light cannot pierce through it. Hold tightly to my word. Let faith be your compass, and you will see that what is impossible in the eyes of man becomes possible in my hands. My beloved child, let your heart find rest in this truth. You are known, you are loved, you are chosen, and you are sent. Live as one who was created with purpose. Do not let the words of men or the attacks of the enemy cause you to forget your true identity. You are not a nameless speck of dust adrift in a vast universe. You are the child of the King of Heaven, the heir to eternal life, the reflection of my glory shining in a darkened world. Therefore, my child, if you have faith in me, reveal it now. Dare to step out of the safe boat of familiarity and place your feet upon the waters of the miraculous. Do not look to the left or to the right, but fix your eyes on me. And as you do, you will discover that what once seemed impossible will become possible. You will pass through storms without sinking. You will walk through fire without being consumed, and you will arrive at the destination I have promised, a place of victory, of life, and of eternal glory. My beloved child, I call you to remain ever watchful, for unseen forces are still seeking to hinder the blessings that rightfully belong to you. They place obstacles along your path, sometimes disguised as relationships, choices, or even dreams that seem good. There are people who, without even knowing it themselves, become instruments in the hands of darkness to block your progress. But my child, do not hold resentment against them, for the one who truly opposes you is not flesh and blood, but the powers of evil in the unseen realm. Instead of clinging to anger, I teach you to pray for them, for prayer not only frees your heart from the chains of bitterness, but also opens the door for my grace to touch their lives. Forgiveness does not mean denying the pain you have endured. It means choosing to release the right to retaliate, allowing me, the righteous judge, to handle all things with wisdom and mercy, far greater than anyone else can. Forgive as I have forgiven you, for it is in forgiveness that you will discover true freedom. Remember, I am the one who shelters and provides for you. I am the Lord of abundance, and in me there is no lack. I do not only give you what is necessary for survival, but I bless you with overflow, so that you may share and become a channel of blessing to those around you. Even in the harshest circumstances, I can transform them into opportunities to display my kindness over your life. What the enemy intended to harm you with, I will turn into good for you. You may see only a confusing, tangled puzzle before your eyes, but I see the entire picture from the beginning to the end. I work beyond your expectations, turning wounds into opportunities for growth, turning loss into the beginning of a new chapter, turning sorrow into lessons of strength and perseverance. As I have declared in Scripture, all things work together for good to those who love God. Romans 8:2-8. Therefore, rest assured, for nothing that happens in your life is meaningless, and no plan of the enemy can ever surpass my plan. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow is already in my hands. When you dwell too much on what lies ahead, you unknowingly forfeit the peace meant for today. But I want you to know I am already present in your tomorrow before you arrive there. So do not be anxious about what you lack, for I am your shepherd, and you shall not be in want. You may think you must have all the answers before you take a step, but the truth is, you only need to trust in me, and I will guide each step you take. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. It is in the very moments when you feel helpless, when you think you have nothing left to cling to, that I will be your sure refuge and your unfailing source of strength. Learn to surrender control and let me lead, for in yielding you do not lose, but rather enter into eternal safety. My child, there are doors I am about to open for you, doors that no one will be able to shut. These doors do not rely on the wisdom or the power of men, but are opened by my hand, the one who holds the keys of the kingdom. There are also opportunities you thought were lost. In truth, they have only been delayed, not denied. I am arranging all things in ways you cannot yet see, but one day you will understand that every step, every event has always been part of a perfect plan. While you sleep, I am still at work. While you are confused, I remain in control. Do not let discouragement steal your faith, for discouragement is the bridge through which darkness enters. When you feel tempted to give up, lift your eyes to me, for I am the author and the finisher of your faith. I am both the beginning and the completion. If I have begun a work in you, I will be faithful to bring it to completion. I see your heart, the dreams you have hidden away, even the ambitions you have nearly abandoned. But do you not know it was I who placed those longings within you? If they align with my divine purpose, they will surely come to pass in the time I have appointed. You need only continue to believe, to keep moving forward, for when the right moment comes, I will cause it to happen. Some blessings require patience, because I am not only working for you, but also working in you. Before entrusting you with greater things, I desire to shape your character, to strengthen your spirit, and to teach you the lessons of obedience. I am never in a hurry, for my love is patient. I never rush, for My wisdom knows exactly when you are ready. Therefore, do not despise the process. Every trial, every hardship, every delay is shaping you, preparing you for something greater. The harvest is drawing near, my child. You have sown in tears, but you will reap in joy. The seeds of faith, of faithfulness, of love that you have sown will bear fruit in due season. Do not lose heart. As you do good, for your breakthrough is closer than you think. What you see as delay is in fact preparation, so that the blessing arrives at the right time, in the right place, and in the right way. Remember this: the enemy wants you to believe that nothing is changing, that all your efforts are in vain. But the truth is, I am moving even now, and battles are being fought on your behalf in realms unseen. My angels have already been sent to minister to you, to protect you, to uphold you. So keep praying, keep trusting, keep standing firm. Your faith is never in vain. I have seen the seasons you have walked through, seasons of loss, of brokenness, of disappointment. Yet my promises remain unshaken. I am restoring what has been stolen, reviving what seemed dead, and bringing beauty out of the ashes. My beloved child, trust in my timing, for my timing is perfect. When I restore, I do not simply return what was lost. I give far more in abundance. I turn mourning into joy, pain into peace. Do not allow fear to take root in your heart, for fear does not come from me. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Walk with confidence, knowing that every step you take is guided by me, and that you are drawing ever closer to the destiny that has been prepared for you. My beloved child, when you hear the words I speak, do not let them be nothing more than sounds passing through your ears, but engrave them deeply within your heart. Let my word become the foundation for every thought, action, and decision, for it carries the power to build, to heal, and to sustain. The world may offer you countless promises, but they vanish as quickly as the wind. Yet my word, once spoken, never returns empty. It is like a seed planted in the ground. Though it may endure a harsh winter, lying still in the darkness, at the appointed time it will sprout, take root, rise up, and bear fruit. Do not be disheartened when results are not immediate, for some blessings require time to mature. In the very process of waiting, I am shaping you to be steadfast, strong, and full of faith. Do not worry about what you lack, for worry only burdens your soul without changing your circumstances. Remember that I am the good shepherd, and those who belong to me will never be in want. Your purse may not always be full, yet your heart will overflow in my presence. Doors of work may seem closed before you, but I am able to open new paths beyond anything you could imagine. You may think some needs are too small to matter, but I tell you, every detail of your life is known to me. Not a single breath escapes my sight. Therefore, instead of worrying about tomorrow, learn to place tomorrow into my hands. Tomorrow has never belonged to you, it belongs to me, the one who has existed from everlasting to everlasting. Understand this: your weakness is not what disqualifies you, it is the very place where my power is revealed in fullness. Often you think that to be used by me you must be flawless, without blemish. But I do not seek human perfection, I seek a surrendered heart. It is through your cracks that my light can shine forth. It is within your limitations that my strength is made manifest. As the Apostle Paul testified, "When I am weak, then I am strong." 2 Corinthians 1:2-1:0. Therefore, do not be afraid of your shortcomings, for they are the very place where my grace is at work. Let your weaknesses remind you of your need to rely on me, and you will see how I turn those weaknesses into weapons of victory, failures into foundations for growth, and limitations into a launching ground for greater blessings. My child, there are doors that I am about to open for you, doors that no one will be able to shut. These doors do not depend on the preferences or prejudices of others, but rest entirely under my sovereign authority. I open them when you are ready to step through, and I keep them closed when I know that entering too soon would harm you more than it would help. Some opportunities have been delayed, but do not think they are lost forever. No, my child, they are only waiting for the appointed time to become a complete blessing. I am the one working behind the curtain in places you cannot yet see, arranging all things to turn in your favor. Trust that even when you do not understand, I am still at work. True faith does not come from what you see, but from clinging to my promises. When discouragement tries to seize you, lift your eyes to me, the author and finisher of your faith. I have begun a journey in you, and I will not leave it unfinished until it is complete. Remember, the deepest desires of your heart did not appear by accident. It was I who planted them there like sacred seeds to remind you of the great purpose I have prepared for you. There may have been times when you felt weary, even close to abandoning those dreams. But I tell you this, if those desires align with my will, then surely they will come to pass. What you must do is remain patient, for there are blessings that only come once you have learned the lesson of waiting. While you are asking me to change your circumstances, I am in fact changing you. I long to shape your character, to teach you perseverance, love, and obedience, so that when the blessing arrives, you will be mature enough to guard it and wise enough to use it well. Do not despise the small days. Do not look down on the slow progress. Every trial, every tear, every measured step holds value in my sight. None of it is wasted. Each one is a stone laid in the firm foundation of your future. You may think you are standing still, but in truth you are being refined for a breakthrough. Your harvest is drawing near. You have sown in tears, and you will reap in joy. The seeds of faithfulness, love, and sacrifice you have planted will yield a bountiful harvest. Remember this, do not grow weary in doing good, for in due time you will reap if you do not give up. The enemy is always seeking to make you believe that nothing has changed, that every effort is in vain. But my child, even at this very moment I am at work. Battles in the unseen realms are being fought on your behalf. My angels have been sent to guard you and to minister to you. You are not alone. Therefore, keep praying, keep standing firm, and keep trusting. Your faith is never in vain. I know you have walked through seasons of loss, brokenness, and disappointment. Yet trust that the promises I have spoken over you remain unshaken. I am restoring what has been stolen, reviving what seemed lifeless, and bringing beauty out of ashes. My child, let your heart find rest in my timing, for my timing is perfect. When I restore, I do not merely give back what was once yours. I pour out abundantly more. I will turn mourning into dancing, transform sorrow into steadfast peace. Do not allow fear to take root, for fear does not come from me. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. Walk forward in confidence, knowing that each step you take is guided by me. You are moving closer to the destiny I have prepared for you since before time began. Beloved one, know this. You were not created simply to get through each day, but to stand as a living witness of my power and my love in this world. Everything you face today, whether trials, hardships, or joys, is shaping you for a mission greater than yourself. I chose you not because you are perfect, but because I long to reveal my perfection through your weakness. When you stand firm in the midst of adversity, you do more than affirm your faith. You become a beacon of light to those who waver in the darkness. They will see my peace in you, my steadfastness in you, and through it their hearts will be stirred to seek the true source of life. Therefore, never underestimate what you are going through, for even your silent tears can become a powerful testimony when I transform them into joy. My child, learn to see everything through spiritual eyes. If you look only with your natural sight, you will see obstacles, limits, and towering walls that seem impossible to overcome. But if you look with the eyes of faith, you will see opportunities, grace, and my guidance. When the people of Israel stood before the Red Sea, all they could see was the vast waters ahead and the fierce army pursuing them from behind. Yet Moses looked with the eyes of faith, lifted his staff, and the sea parted, making a way for my people to cross on dry ground. Likewise, when Goliath stood defiantly before the nation, the people trembled in fear, but David looked with trust in me. To him, the giant became a target too great to miss. Learn to view life through that lens. What seems impossible will become possible. Doors that appear tightly shut will swing open, and dreams thought dead will live again, when you look with faith that I am the one who can do all things. My child, there are dreams you have buried, prayers you thought would never be answered, and longings you dismissed as illusions. but I tell you I am the one who placed those dreams in your heart, and if they align with my purpose, they will take root and bear fruit at the appointed time. Do not give up too quickly, for delays are often preparations. I am using these present days to shape you, to refine your character, to teach you patience, and to make you ready to step into the blessing I have prepared. A door that opens too soon can bring disaster, but when it opens at the right time, it will lead you into abundance, peace, and fullness of joy. Therefore, remain steadfast in the process. Do not despise the slow steps, for they are leading you exactly to the place I intend. Beloved child, I know there are days when you feel as if you are collapsing, when every effort seems futile, when faith wears thin under the weight of delay. Yet remember this, I have never left you. In the moments you think I am silent, I am working behind the scenes. I am arranging people, events, and timing so that all things come together for your good. Do not let discouragement steal your faith, for if you give up, you will never see the glory I have prepared. Be assured the enemy can only plant doubt, but he cannot alter my plan. My power is greater than every obstacle, and my promises to you will never lose their power. Walk forward, my child, with complete trust. When you feel weak, remember that it is in that very moment my strength is made perfect. When you have no answers, remember that I am the source of wisdom. When you feel empty, remember that I am fullness itself. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to keep your faith in me, and I will guide your every step. Let faith be the lamp to your path. Let my word be the compass that directs you, and let my love be the strength that upholds you. Do not fear tomorrow, for tomorrow is already in my hands. Do not worry about what you lack, for I am the one who provides. Do not grow weary in the face of trials, for trials are the very stepping stones that lift you into glory. My child, know that I do not only desire to bless you, but also to make you a blessing to many others. The abundance you receive is not for your enjoyment alone, but so that you may share it. You will become a spring that flows outward, refreshing dry lands, a great tree that offers shade to those seeking rest. And as you give, you will receive even more, for my blessings never run dry. Walk forward with generosity, for the one who sows generously will surely reap abundantly. Stand firm and steadfast, my child. Everything you are going through, from joy to tears, I am using to shape you. Trust in my timing, trust in my plan, and trust in my love for you. For once you place your complete trust in me, no force will be able to steal the peace within your heart. You will walk in the light. You will see dreams revived. You will witness promises fulfilled, and you will know that I, the Eternal One, have never failed a single word. Beloved child, as you step into a new season of your journey, understand that the road ahead will not always be lined with roses. There will be rough paths strewn with stones. There will be unexpected turns that leave you bewildered. Yet remember, I am the one who leads you, and every step you take is seen by me. You need not be afraid, for my hand has gone before you, leveling the rough places and preparing the doors that will open at the right time. Often you see delays, but I see preparation. You see a door shut, but I know it is, because what lies beyond is not yet ready for you. Do not measure your journey by speed, but by your faithfulness in each small step. For in those steady steps you will begin to see my hand arranging all things to turn for your good. Be watchful, for there are those who seek to hinder the blessings you are moving toward. At times that opposition does not come from obvious enemies, but from those close to you, sometimes even without their knowing they are being used. Do not let resentment take root in your heart, for it will only rob you of peace. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is true strength. To forgive is to lay down a heavy burden so that you yourself may be free. When you forgive, you become like me, for I forgave you even before you recognized your own sins. Pray for those who have hurt you, for prayer can transform hearts, break chains, and allow light to seep into the darkest places. Do not see them as enemies, but as souls in need of deliverance. Let my love and mercy flow through you, that you may become an instrument of reconciliation in my hands. Trust that I am the one who shelters and provides for you. In my hands there is no limit, and my riches never run dry. The world may shift, economies may rise and fall, but I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. I do not merely desire to provide enough for you, but to give you abundance that you may become a source of blessing to many others. Even in the harshest circumstances, I can turn them into opportunities to display my kindness. What the enemy intends for harm, I will turn to good. As Joseph once said to his brothers, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Genesis 5:20. In the same way, what you see as loss may become the very stepping stone I use to lift you higher. Be assured, no situation lies beyond my control, and no scheme of the enemy can destroy the destiny I have written for you. My child, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow already rests in my hands. When you let anxiety fill your mind, you lose the joy of today. But I tell you, do not let the unknown steal away the peace of what you already have. Live fully in the present, walk in faith, and leave tomorrow to me. When you feel weak, remember that it is in your weakness that my strength is made perfect. When you come to the end of yourself, that is when you can lean wholly on my power. You do not need to have all the answers, for I myself am the answer to every trial you face. Simply trust, and I will guide you step by step, season by season, until you see my faithfulness revealed in full. There are doors I am about to open for you that no one can ever shut. There are also opportunities you thought were lost, but in truth, they have only been waiting for the appointed time to become reality. I am working behind the veil, arranging people, events, and even delays that you once considered meaningless, so that in the end all things will come together as a blessing for you. Do not let discouragement steal your faith, for the moment you feel ready to give up is often the very moment when breakthrough is closer than ever. When you are tempted to turn back, lift your eyes to me, the one who begins and perfects your faith. I wrote the opening lines of your story, and I will also be the one to write its glorious ending. No person and no power can prevent me from completing that work in your life. My beloved child, I see how many times your heart has been burdened with longings that seem to have died. There were dreams you once cherished, but because of failures, harsh words, or delays that seemed unending, you gradually hid them away in the deepest corners of your heart. You even began to believe they were only illusions, never to be fulfilled. But hear what I declare: those true desires, those pure aspirations, and those noble goals did not arise on their own. It was I who planted them within you as sacred seeds, and I will nurture them until the day they bloom and bear fruit. If those desires align with my will, they will surely come to pass in the time I have appointed. Remember, this delay is not denial. It is my way of preparing you to be ready to step into the blessing. Be patient, my child, for patience is the bridge that carries you from promise to fulfillment. While you are eager to see results immediately, I am working quietly within you. I am shaping your character, refining your heart, and building a faith that will stand firm. I do not rush, for I know that a young tree uprooted too soon will not have strong enough roots to withstand the storm. Likewise, a great blessing requires a solid foundation to endure. If you step through the door too early, you may not have the strength to keep it. But when you have matured through the process, you will have the capacity to steward these blessings and use them to reveal my glory. Therefore, do not despise the small trials or the seasons of delay, for they are all essential parts of my greater plan for you. My child, I know the tears you have shed, the nights you have lain awake, and the sighs that escaped you in the midst of waiting. None of these are overlooked. I gather them all into my vessel. Every tear is a seed for a harvest of joy. Though you have sown in weeping, you will reap in rejoicing. Do not let weariness cause you to give up, for your breakthrough is closer than you imagine. Remember, faith is not only believing when everything goes smoothly, it is believing even when nothing seems to change. Faith is not merely a declaration on your lips. It is the steadfast choice each day to keep walking in the dark, trusting that light is near. And I tell you this, that light will shine brightly in my appointed time, dispelling every shadow of the night. My child, understand that process is necessary. No seed sprouts the moment it is sown. It needs time to shed its old shell, to let its roots sink deep into the earth before it can rise into the light. You are the same. In order to step into the fullness of blessing, you must pass through seasons that seem barren, times when you feel buried, forgotten. Yet that is precisely when I am working deeply within you, preparing you for the day you will rise in strength. Do not compare your process with anyone else's, for I have a timetable unique to each person. What I am doing in you is one of a kind, marked with a signature that no one else can replace. Beloved child, let faith burn as a flame within your heart, never extinguished by storm or wind. When you feel weak, draw near to me, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you are confused, listen for my voice, for I am the wisdom that leads the way. When you are discouraged, remember the times in the past when I delivered you, and let those memories become the strength to help you rise again. For I, the one who was faithful yesterday, will be faithful today and forevermore. My child, keep moving forward even when your steps tremble. Do not let delay convince you that I have forgotten. Do not let silence make you doubt my love. Do not let the whispers of the enemy persuade you to give up. Hold fast to my word, remembering that my promises never fail. When I speak, all creation must obey. When I promise, the entire universe will shift to bring it to pass. Therefore be assured the dreams you carry will live again, the prayers you lift will be answered, and the things you thought were lost forever will be restored in a better form. O child, let your heart be filled with hope. Hope is not a fragile wish, but a confident expectation rooted in my promise. Such hope is like an anchor steadying your soul amid the raging seas. You may not know the exact day or hour, but trust that I am leading you to the place of blessing. With every step you take in perseverance, you draw nearer to that destiny. And when the day comes that you step into your harvest, you will look back and understand that every tear, every waiting season, every step of faith was never in vain. My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you felt so weary that you wanted to give up. The long days of waiting have made you question whether there is still any hope, whether I am truly listening to your prayers. But my child, it is precisely in the moments when you feel exhausted, when you believe everything has come to an end, that I am quietly accomplishing the greatest works. For faith is not forged when everything is clear before your eyes, but when you walk in the darkness and still trust in the unseen light. True faith is not waiting until the sea parts to begin your journey, but stepping forward even when all you see are raging waves, holding firm to the certainty that I will make a way at the appointed time. Do not let the enemy steal your patience. He knows that if you endure, you will witness my faithfulness. That is why he tries every means to wear you down, to make you believe that nothing is changing. But the truth is, I am at work even in the very moments when you cannot feel it. When you think the heavens are silent, I am in fact arranging the pieces of a far greater picture. When you see only delay, I am laying the foundation for a lasting breakthrough. And when you think the dream has died, it is then that I am breathing new life into it. So my child, do not let discouragement rob you of your blessing. Take heart, for I have declared, do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Remember this, not a single sacrifice of yours is forgotten. Every prayer you have lifted, every drop of sweat, every small act of faithfulness is recorded by me. They are like seeds sown into the soil. You may not yet see them sprout, but they are silently growing. At the right season, they will bear fruit in abundance beyond what you imagined. When you endure trials with steadfastness, you are building a spiritual legacy not only for yourself, but also for generations to come. The faithful choices you make today will become a shield of protection for your children tomorrow, a light to guide the path of those who follow after you. Therefore, never underestimate the value of perseverance. It does not only open blessings for you, but it leaves an eternal imprint upon my kingdom. My child, I am restoring what has been lost. You may have walked through seasons of loss, brokenness, and disappointment. You may have seen what you treasured slip from your hands. But I say to you, I am the restorer. And when I restore, I do not merely return things as they were, I give back double. I turn mourning into dancing, sorrow into peace. Believe that nothing in your past was in vain. Those seasons were like soil being tilled, preparing the ground for a new planting. It is within loss that I create opportunities to pour in what is new. It is in brokenness that my light shines through, making beauty from the fragments. And it is in disappointment that I sow the seeds of hope, which will rise stronger than before. Do not be afraid, my child, for fear does not come from me. Fear only makes you forget that I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. When you allow fear to control you, you hand over to the enemy something he has no right to possess. But when you rise in faith, the darkness trembles and withdraws. Choose to trust instead of fearing. Choose to praise instead of complaining. Choose hope instead of despair. Each time you choose to stand in the truth, you are claiming the victory I have already destined for you. My beloved, walk with confidence. Not a confidence that comes from your own ability, but from knowing who is walking with you. Every step you take in faith is a step closer to the destiny I have prepared. I have already appointed those who will journey with you, those who will uphold and encourage you. At the right time, they will appear in your life as rewards for your faithfulness. Yet there are also those who are meant only for a season, and when that season ends, you must have the courage to let go. Do not cling to what I have told you to release, for what lies ahead is always better than what is left behind. Remember, your worth does not rest in the approval of the world, nor in what you possess, nor in the words of others, but fully in me. You are wonderfully made, set apart, and called for a higher purpose. My child, hold fast to the truth that I am your provider. I see your needs. I know the pressures weighing upon you, and I do not turn away from the hardships you face. Financial struggles, material lack, or the hidden burdens of your heart cannot be concealed from my eyes. Yet I allow certain trials not to break you, but to teach you to depend on me rather than fleeting riches. I want you to know that true treasure is not found in the vaults of this world, but in my presence. When you learn this lesson, you will walk into freedom, and my abundance will flow to you like a river that never runs dry. Be assured, my child, that no trial is ever in vain. Each time you face adversity, it is an opportunity for your faith to be strengthened. Each time you stand firm, it is proof that my promises are sure. And each time you take another step forward, it is a sign that you are drawing nearer to the fulfillment of your destiny. Therefore, be strong and do not waver, for I am walking with you, and nothing can stand against the plans I have prepared for you. My beloved child, as you continue on this journey, I want you to know that the challenges you face are never meaningless. Every difficulty is a classroom I allow you to step into, to teach you lessons that no book could ever convey. You may find that storms arrive, suddenly sweeping away the peace you thought you were holding. But remember, I do not permit the storms to come to destroy you, but to strengthen you. It is in the fierce winds that the wings of your faith learn to fly. It is in the swirling waters that your inner strength is formed, and it is in the harsh trials that your steadfastness is refined. Do not fear when the storm rises, for I am standing in the midst of it with you, and with just one word from me, the winds and waves must be still. Yet before I command the storm to cease, I want you to learn to place your trust in me, not in the fleeting safety of this world. My child, there are times when I lead you through paths you have never known, not to make you lost, but to broaden your vision and increase your endurance. You cannot fully comprehend what I am doing for. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and my ways far surpass your ways. But it is precisely in this uncertainty that true faith is revealed. When you no longer have your own understanding to lean upon, you will learn to rely wholly on me. And when you put your complete trust in me, you will see that what seemed to be a dead end is but the beginning of a new road. I once opened a way through the sea, and I will open a way for you in your present circumstances. You may think it impossible, but in me all things are possible. Let your heart rest in the truth that I see further than you see. You can only glimpse the present moment, but I behold the entire journey. You see only scattered fragments, but I already see the completed picture. And it is for this reason that I call you to keep walking even when you do not yet understand, for I never lead you to a place without meaning. At times you must pass through dark valleys to learn how to recognize the light. At times you must experience lack to learn how to be grateful for abundance. and at times you must endure silence in order to hear my voice echoing from the deepest place of your soul. Every experience holds value, and nothing in it is ever wasted. My beloved child, I want you to understand that waiting is also part of the plan. You may think that time is being wasted, that the passing days bring no results. But in truth, while you are waiting, I am working. I am preparing people, circumstances, and even your own heart to align with my purpose. If I were to grant you what you asked for too soon, it might become a burden instead of a blessing. But when you have been trained through patience, that blessing will become a source of complete joy. Believe this. My delays are never denials, but proof that I am preparing the very best for you. My child, I know there are moments when you feel alone, when you think no one understands the depths of your heart. You may even believe that I am silent. But remember, my silence does not mean my absence. Just as a teacher steps back during a test so the student may prove what they have learned, I also step back so you can demonstrate your faith. Yet even in my silence, my eyes are upon you, and my hand is your shield. No arrow can reach you unless it passes through my permission, so be courageous. When darkness covers you, remember that dawn always comes and the light will shine more brightly than ever before. My dear one, I want you to see that. My purpose for you is not temporary safety, but eternal growth. I do not simply want you to live an easy life. I want you to become a steadfast warrior. That is why I allow trials to shape you, losses to teach you gratitude, and hardships to draw you closer to me. Do not see challenges as enemies, but as tools I use to train you. When you change the way you look at them, you will find peace even in the storm. You will realize that the storm is not here to destroy you, but to lead you into a deeper place of communion with me. Child, know this, I have never broken a promise. Every word I have spoken stands firm through all generations. When I say I will be with you, no force can separate you from my love. When I promise to give you peace, then even if the world rages, your heart will remain calm. When I promise you hope, then even in the darkest valley, you will see the light at the end of the road. So hold fast to my promises. Engrave them upon your heart. Let them become the very breath of your days. For it is these promises that will keep you standing firm when everything else around you falls apart. My child, do not let the negative words of others or the mockery of the enemy shake you. Your worth is not defined by success or failure according to the world's standards, but by the eternal love I have for you. You are the precious jewel I cherish, the beloved child I love unconditionally. When you stumble, I do not cast you aside, but extend my hand to lift you up. When you lose your way, I do not turn my back, but I go searching until I find you. When you are in pain, I do not ignore you, but I weep with you and wipe away your tears. Therefore, stand firm in your true identity. You are my child, loved, chosen, and called for an eternal purpose. My beloved, I want you to know that every step you take is woven into my wondrous plan. Not a single detail of your life is by chance. The moments you sit in silence thinking nothing is happening are the very times I am arranging things unseen to your natural eyes. Do not mistake my silence for abandonment. Just as a seed buried deep in the soil seems lifeless, yet is being nourished, so it is with the promises I have sown in you. They are quietly growing. Only be patient, for spring will come, and what you have long awaited will bloom in the light. My child, many have missed their blessings simply because they lacked the patience to wait. They stopped just short of the finish line. They gave up when the harvest was only a step away. This is the enemy's tactic, to plant discouragement and weariness at the very threshold of victory. But I urge you, do not let your heart be stolen by despair. When you feel like giving up, remember that your breakthrough is very near. Hold fast, for faith is not a fleeting feeling, but a daily choice to keep trusting in me, even when your eyes have not yet seen. The more faithful you are in small things, the more you will witness my faithfulness in great things. Remember, my child, what I am doing in your life is not only for you, but also for others who will be touched through your journey. When you endure trials yet hold on to faith, your very life becomes a beacon for souls searching for hope. They will see your steadfastness and recognize that a mighty God is keeping you. They will see peace in your eyes and know that it is a peace surpassing all human understanding. Your faithfulness will awaken faith in those who seemed spiritually lifeless. Therefore, never think you are living only for yourself. You are leaving a spiritual legacy not only for this generation, but also for generations to come. The prayers you lift today may become the covering and protection for your descendants many years from now. My beloved child, I do not measure your worth by what you are able to accomplish, but by the very person I created you to be. The world may judge you by talent, status, or wealth, but I look at the heart. When I chose David, he was only an unknown shepherd boy in the fields. Yet I saw in him a heart wholly devoted to me, and I used him to be a king, to write songs of praise that would echo through the generations. In the same way, you may feel small, invisible, unnoticed, but I see within you an eternal worth. I have placed in you unique gifts, a mission that no one else can ever replace. Stand firm in that identity, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made. My child, there will be times when you must walk through seasons of lack, not because I desire for you to suffer, but so that you may learn to place your trust in my provision. If you rely only on material possessions, you will never feel satisfied, for the human heart cannot be fulfilled by what is fleeting. But when you learn to trust in me, you will discover that true contentment does not come from what you hold, but from knowing that I am your shepherd and you shall not be in want. You will see that even in the desert I can bring forth water from the rock. Even in the wilderness I can send manna from heaven, and even in times of scarcity I can open the doors of abundance. Therefore, do not let lack make you fearful. Let it be the opportunity to witness my hand at work. My dear one, know that every delay in your life is not an ending. They are steps of preparation, making you stronger and more ready. When I delay a blessing, it is not because I have forgotten, but because I want you to have the strength to carry it when it comes. A blessing that arrives too early can become a burden, but when it comes at the right time, it becomes a fullness of joy. Do not resist the process, for it is through the process that I transform you. In the process, you learn patience. In the process, you learn obedience. In the process, you discover the true worth of faith. And when the blessing finally arrives, you will see that it not only changes your circumstances, but it also transforms you. My child, I have set before you a journey full of promise. Along this path, there will be doors that open which no one can shut, and there will also be doors that close to protect you from what is not yet fitting. Do not panic when you see a way closed, for perhaps I am preparing a broader road ahead. Do not doubt when things do not unfold according to your plan, for I hold a higher plan. Be assured that when I lead, you will not lose your way. When I shelter you, no harm will befall you, and when I bless, no one can stand in the way. Walk in faith, my child. Walk not because you see the entire road, but because you know well the one who walks beside you. Let each day of your life be a declaration that you believe in my promises, trust in my love, and rely on my faithfulness. As you live in that faith, you will find that not a single day is meaningless, not a single tear is forgotten, and not a single sacrifice is wasted. All things are working together to bring you to fulfillment. And on that day you will lift your eyes and look back with a heart overflowing with gratitude, for you will see that I have never abandoned you, not even for a single moment. My beloved child, I want you to remember that not one moment of your journey is wasted. Even when you feel as though you are standing still, in truth, I am shaping within you the deepest lessons. At times I allow silence to surround you that you may learn to listen. At times I permit trials to press in that you may learn to stand firm. At times I let you taste loss that you may grasp the true worth of what endures. Everything that happens rests within my hands, and I use even what seems painful to forge in you a soul that is strong, steadfast, and full of faith. Know this, not all good things come easily, but often the hardest trials yield the most lasting treasures. My child, in the eyes of the world, your steps may seem small, insignificant, but in my sight they are steps of faith carrying eternal weight. A quiet prayer whispered in the night, a hidden act of kindness unseen by others, a faithful choice made without applause, each one is remembered by me. Take heart, for I am the just one. I see what others do not see. I hear what others do not hear, and I judge according to the heart, not outward appearance. Therefore keep sowing seeds, even when you cannot yet see the harvest, for those hidden seeds will blossom in the time I have appointed. My child, the enemy always seeks to sow in your mind the thought that nothing will ever change, that all your labor is in vain. He wants you to believe that your prayers fall into emptiness, that faith is nothing but an illusion. But the truth is, the very moment you prayed, I heard you, and the very moment you placed your trust, I began to act. Battles unseen are being fought on your behalf. Angels have been sent to serve, to protect, and to strengthen you. Though your eyes cannot see, heaven is still in motion. Never think that your faith is useless, for it is the very key that unlocks the treasures of blessing I have prepared. The more steadfast you remain, the closer you come to fulfillment. My beloved, remember that I am the one who restores. The very things the enemy intends to use for your destruction, I will turn into opportunities for building you up. What you thought was the end, I will make into a beginning. I can bring life out of death, light out of darkness, and beauty out of ashes. Do not let the failures of the past bind your present, for I am the one who makes all things new. When I restore, I not only return what was lost, but I multiply it, so that you may know my faithfulness exceeds your every expectation. You will look back and see that the very sorrows you endured became a powerful testimony of my unchanging love. My child, do not let fear take root in your heart. Fear is the whisper of the enemy trying to make you forget that I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. If you let fear rule, it will block your way into blessing. But if you stand firm in faith, you will see the enemy tremble and retreat. Choose faith over fear, praise over complaint, hope over despair. Each choice is a small victory, and together they build into the great triumph I have appointed for you. Walk forward in confidence, not a confidence born of your own ability, but of the assurance that I am with you. You do not have to carry the weight alone, for I am your strength. Every step you take in faith not only brings you closer to your destiny, but also declares to the world that there is a living God at work in you. And I have prepared companions for your journey, those who will lift you up, encourage you, and walk beside you. At the right time they will appear, so that you may know I never intended for you to walk alone. Yet there are some who will be with you only for a season, and when that season ends, you must have courage to let go. Do not fear loss, for when you release, you open your hands to receive the better things I have already prepared. My child, engrave this upon your heart. Your worth is not defined by the praises or criticisms of the world, nor by outward achievements, but by the fact that you belong to me. You are a marvelous creation shaped by my hands, set apart for a greater purpose. You are called to be a light to reflect my glory in a darkened world. When you walk in that identity, you will no longer be shaken by judgment or comparison. You will know who you are, where you belong, and what you are destined for. That is the strength that enables you to stand firm through every storm. Therefore, my beloved child, keep your heart steadfast. Believe that every step, every trial, every prayer, and every tear is weaving together into a grand masterpiece. You do not walk alone. I am walking with you, and I will never cease to guide you until the work I have begun is brought to completion. Stand firm, for your future is not determined by the darkness, but by my glorious light. A new season is coming, a new door is opening, and a destiny has already been prepared for you. Step forward in faith, for I am faithful, and I will fulfill what I have promised. My beloved, I want you to remember that the journey of faith is never a straight road lined with roses. It is like a voyage through valleys, across high mountains, and over wide rivers, sometimes exhausting, sometimes lonely. Yet do not let your heart be afraid, for at every turn I am still there. I am the one who knows all things beforehand and arranges each step for you. You may not yet see the whole picture, but I have seen the beginning and I know well the end. When I set you on a journey, I also prepare everything necessary for you to complete it. Nothing happens by chance. Even when you feel lost, I am quietly leading you back to the right path. My child, do not be surprised when you encounter obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. These obstacles do not come to destroy you, but to shape you. Just as gold becomes pure only when refined by fire, your faith must also be tested in order to grow strong. You cannot become a warrior without ever entering the battlefield. You cannot know how great my strength is without ever walking through the storm. Each time you face hardship, see it as an opportunity for your faith to grow. You may feel weary, but remember that I am forging you, preparing you for greater things. Without trials, you would remain in weakness. But through trials, you will become a useful vessel ready for the noble work I have appointed. Look back on the times in the past when you thought you could not endure, yet I made a way. You once thought the door was shut, but I opened another far better. You once thought you were abandoned, but then you realized my hand was right there. You once thought everything had fallen apart, yet I turned the ruins into the beginning of a new chapter. All those experiences stand as testimony that I am always faithful. You may not understand why I allow certain things to happen, but when you look back, you will see that all things have worked together to bring you here. Therefore, do not be troubled when you do not yet see the answer, for I am still at work, even when you cannot perceive it. My child, what truly matters is not how fast you go, but how steady your steps are. The world often measures by speed and immediate results, but I measure by steadfastness and faithfulness. A person may run quickly, yet easily stumble and fall. But you learn to walk with firm and steady steps, and in the end you will stand strong. Let each of your steps be grounded in my word, and you will never falter. Do not look to the left or to the right to compare yourself with others, for the path I have prepared for you is unique. Every person has their own journey, and you are only called to be faithful to yours. Comparison breeds envy and discouragement, but when you focus on your own path, you will discover peace and fullness of joy. Beloved child, I call you to be watchful. The enemy is always seeking to distract you, to turn your focus away from the goal. He may use small, trivial things to occupy your mind, or deceitful whispers to make you doubt yourself. But do not give him room in your thoughts. Keep your eyes fixed on me, for the moment you take them off me, you will be swept away by the storms. Remember Peter, who walked on the water. He succeeded until he turned his eyes from me to the wind and waves. In the same way, learn to keep your gaze firmly on me, so that your faith is not shaken by what your eyes see. The storm may rage, but if you keep looking to me, you will stand firm. Remember this, you are never alone. Even if no one else walks beside you, I am still with you. Even if all others turn their backs, I will hold you in my embrace. Even when darkness surrounds you, my light still shines upon you. You do not need to be afraid, for I am your protector and your refuge. Walk forward with the confidence that no matter what you face, I am greater than it all. You may think yourself small, but never forget the one who dwells within you is greater than every power in the world. This faith will carry you through every storm, and one day you will look back and see that nothing could ever truly stop you from entering into the blessing I have promised. My beloved child, there will be moments when you must face doors that seem tightly closed. You may knock endlessly and hear no reply. You may wait and wait without receiving an answer. In those moments, your heart may grow unsettled, wondering if I am truly listening. But remember, my child, I am the one who holds the keys. There are doors I close not to reject you, but to protect you from what you cannot yet see. If you step through too soon, a blessing may become a burden. If you remain in one place too long, it may hinder your path forward. Therefore, when I close a door, it is not the end, but an invitation to trust the new way I am opening before you. Do not grieve when a door shuts, for behind it lies a greater plan of goodness that I have prepared for you. My child, delay is not denial. There are things I have promised you that you have not yet seen fulfilled. That does not mean I have forgotten. It means I am preparing. I do not only care for your outer circumstances, I also care for the growth within you. A great blessing given before you are ready could cause you to stumble. But when I know you are mature enough to handle it, that blessing will become a source of complete joy. Therefore, be patient in the process. Do not give up when results are not yet visible. Believe that every moment of waiting holds meaning, and every trial is teaching you an important lesson. The process itself is where I shape your character, strengthen your faith, and teach you to trust me in all circumstances. Remember, discouragement is a sharp weapon the enemy often wields to make you give up right at the threshold of victory. When you feel you have waited too long, he whispers that nothing is changing, that you were mistaken to believe. But I tell you this, even now, I am at work. What seems slow in your eyes is part of the unseen battles in the heavens being fought to clear the way for you. You do not see it, but my angels have been sent. You do not feel it, but my power is moving. Do not let weariness steal your hope. Every step of perseverance, every prayer lifted up, every time you choose faith over doubt, all of it is bringing you closer to fulfillment. My beloved child, let your heart rest in the truth that I never break my promises. My word is not like the promises of men, fleeting and easily forgotten. When my word goes forth, it does not return empty, but surely accomplishes what I desire. If I have promised, I will fulfill it. If I have spoken, I will be faithful to complete it. Hold tightly to these promises as to a precious treasure, for they are the lamp that guides you in the darkness. When you are weary, recall my word. When you are confused, cling to it. When you see the shadows, let my word shine upon your path. It is these promises that will keep you standing firm until the dawn breaks. My child, I have placed within your heart desires, dreams, and holy longings. Do not abandon them simply because you have not yet seen the results. A seed must first take root beneath the soil before it can rise upward. In the same way, dreams must be nourished with faith and patience. I know there have been times when you nearly gave up, thinking what you longed for would never come to pass, but I declare to you, if these things were birthed by me, they will not die. They are merely resting, awaiting their appointed time to awaken. Keep watering them with faith, tend them with obedience, and in due season they will bear glorious fruit. Beloved one, do not compare your journey with that of others. Each person has their own process and their own appointed time. Looking at another's success and doubting yourself will only leave you weary. You do not know what they have endured, nor do they understand fully what I am shaping within you. I have a unique timetable for every soul. What I do in your life will bear my own special mark, something no one else can replicate. Therefore, rest in. My plan for it is never late, never rushed. It always comes at the right time, the moment you are ready, and the moment it will bring the greatest glory to me. Remember, my child, that faithfulness in little things opens the door to greater ones. When you continue to pray, though you see no answer, when you serve faithfully, though no one notices, when you keep a pure heart, though no one acknowledges, at that very moment you are laying the foundation for future blessing. Do not despise small steps, for they are the bricks that build a great castle. Do not think the little things unimportant, for just a little yeast can make the whole dough rise. Steadfastness in the small prepares you for the greater responsibility I am about to entrust to you. My child, be strong and courageous. You are not fighting alone. I am with you, and my angels surround you. Even when the enemy tries to sow fear, respond with my words. When you declare the truth, darkness must retreat. When you choose to praise in the midst of adversity, it becomes a weapon that shakes the kingdom of darkness. When you stand firm in faith, all of heaven stands behind you. Therefore, do not tremble before obstacles, but walk forward with the assurance that you are moving closer to the promise. My beloved one, I see your patience being tested day by day. There are times you look to the sky with a sigh. Lord, how much longer? You long to see an answer immediately, but remember that my timing is always more perfect than your haste. Like a farmer who sows seed, he cannot reap the very next day, but must wait through sun and rain, patiently tending the field until the right harvest season comes. If he were to grow impatient and pull the plant up to check its roots, he would ruin the entire crop. So it is with you. There are blessings that cannot come sooner because they require time to take full shape. Do not despise the waiting, for waiting is not loss. It is preparation for something greater. My child, learn to use this season of waiting to nourish your faith and refine your character. Instead of letting discouragement take root, use this time to cultivate faithfulness. When you are faithful in the little things, you are proving that you are ready for greater ones. When you keep your heart steadfast, even without seeing results, you are laying a firm foundation for the future. Remember, I observe every detail of your life. No act done in faith is ever overlooked. When you whisper a quiet prayer, when you help someone without seeking recognition, when you choose forgiveness over bitterness, each of these is a precious gem, noted by me. And when the harvest day comes, you will see that nothing you have done for me has ever been in vain. My child, do not let delays make you think that I have forgotten. I have never forgotten, nor will I ever abandon you. I am the faithful one, and what I have promised will surely come to pass. You may not see it yet, but I have already seen it. You may be walking in the dark, but I have prepared the light ahead. You may feel weak, but it is in that very moment that my power will be made perfect. All you need to do is walk day by day, keep your eyes fixed on me, and allow me to lead the way. When you do so, you will realize that the journey is no longer frightening, because you know the one who walks beside you. My beloved, I know the enemy often uses fear to bind you. He plants questions in your mind. What if things don't work out? What if the promise never comes to pass? He wants you to doubt, to give up, to turn back. But my child, do not let fear reign over you. Remember that I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. When you declare the truth, darkness must flee. When you lift your praise in the midst of hardship, prisons tremble and chains fall. When you stand firm in faith, every plan of the enemy is brought to nothing. Fear only has power if you allow it, but when you choose to believe, it loses its ground. Step forward with courage, for I am opening doors for you that no one can shut. There are opportunities you thought were gone, but in truth they are only waiting for the appointed time. There are dreams you thought were dead, but they are only resting until the season of awakening. Do not bury your dreams too quickly, for if they were born of me, I will bring them back to life. I am the one who made dry bones rise into a mighty army. I am also the one who will make what seems impossible in your life become possible. Let faith lead you onward, and you will see me transform what appears hopeless into undeniable evidence of my power. My child, remember that your worth does not come from success or failure in the eyes of the world. You do not need the recognition of men to affirm who you are, for I myself have called you by name. You are a marvelous creation I have woven together, set apart for a purpose no one else can replace. When you stand firm in that identity, you will not be shaken by judgments or comparisons. People may reject you, but I never have. People may fail to see your value, but I see you as a precious jewel. Therefore, let my words define you, not the words of the world. My child, let your heart be filled with hope. Hope is not an illusion, but a firm expectation grounded in my promises. It is like an anchor that keeps your soul steady in the midst of storms. When you hold on tightly to hope, you will not be swept away by the waves. You will know that though today may bring tears, tomorrow will bring joy. Though today you may face battles, tomorrow will bring triumph. Though today may still be shrouded in darkness, tomorrow the light will break forth. Let hope nourish your heart so that every step you take is infused with the assurance that the future held in my hands is good. Beloved child, this journey is not yet finished. I am still writing your story, and it will not end until I bring it to completion. Do not give up halfway, for you have only traveled part of the road. Walk each day with faith, with hope, and with love. And when you look back, you will see that every tear, every season of waiting, every harsh trial has all come together to form a beautiful masterpiece. You will see that I never abandoned you, and that everything I promised has been unfolding step by step in my perfect timing. My dear child, I know that at times restlessness rises within you as if you are racing against time. You see others advancing quickly, succeeding, reaping results, and you wonder why you still move so slowly, why your prayers seem to go unanswered. Remember this, I do not measure your life by the pace of others. Every soul I create has its own unique process. Some are called to bloom early, but others I choose to keep hidden longer, so that when their time comes, their radiance will shine brighter and last longer. Do not let comparison distract your mind, for it will steal your peace. Instead, fix your eyes on the path I have laid out for you, for it is one of a kind, and no one can take your place in. My eternal plan, my child, in the seasons of waiting I am never standing still. Even when your eyes cannot see, I am still at work. I place the right people at the right time to step into your life to strengthen, encourage, and walk alongside you. I also remove relationships that are unnecessary. Though it may hurt when you lose them, it is a necessary pruning so that you may bear more fruit. Just as a gardener trims the branches so the tree may flourish, I too am doing the same in your life. Trust that when I take something away, I do not leave an empty void but prepare the way for something better. Be courageous enough to let go, for what I prepare always goes far beyond what you have lost. My beloved child, I want you to understand that true wisdom does not come from your own experience, but from walking with me. When you seek me, I will guide. When you ask, I will instruct. When you rely on me, I will make the way clear. Do not strive to solve everything on your own, for it is in dependence that you discover my faithfulness. I never intend for you to carry the weight alone, for such burdens are too heavy for you. Cast your cares on me, for I care for you. When you bring your heavy heart to me, you will experience a peace so profound, a peace beyond understanding, one the world cannot give and cannot take away. Remember, my child, the enemy is always trying to plant seeds of doubt to hold you back. He whispers that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. But your worth, my child, never comes from your abilities or achievements. Your worth comes from my love for you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, called by name, chosen and set apart for a great purpose. Do not let those lies take root. When you hear the voice of darkness, answer with the truth I have spoken. Declare that you are a child of God, unconditionally loved, protected, and called. That declaration will be a sharp sword to cut through every deception and will strengthen your faith. My dear one, there will be seasons when you face lack. Not because I desire your suffering, but so that you may learn the lesson of trust. In want, you will learn to treasure abundance. In need, you will learn to cling to my promises, and in waiting, you will learn patience. Do not see lack as a sentence, but as a classroom. When the lesson is complete, I will bring you into a new season. I will never leave you in want forever, for I am the shepherd, and you shall not be in need. All I ask is that you stand firm, and the blessing will come at the appointed time. My child, remember that faith is not proven in the easy days, but in the difficult ones. When you choose to believe in the midst of adversity, when you choose to stand firm in the storms, that is when your faith is tested and refined. A diamond is only formed under pressure. A warrior is only trained through battle. So it is with you, you will be strengthened through every trial. Do not be afraid when you must pass through fire, for the fire does not come to destroy, but to purify. Do not fear when you must walk through waters, for they will not drown you. I have promised to be with you, and that promise never changes. My beloved, keep in your heart that my faithfulness surpasses your understanding. I can use even your failures to teach you, your losses to build you, and your sorrows to reveal my love. Not a single tear you shed is wasted. I gather them into my vessel and turn them into seeds for a harvest of joy. One day you will look back and understand that even in the hardest moments I was working for your good, and then your heart will overflow with gratitude because you will clearly see that I never left your side, not even for a moment. My child, keep moving forward. Do not turn back and do not stop. You are closer to blessing than you have ever been. Every step you take in faith, no matter how small, draws you nearer to fulfillment. Let your heart be steadfast, let your lips declare the truth, and let your hands continue to sow the seed. In due season you will reap if you do not give up. I promise that the result will far exceed anything you have ever hoped for. My beloved, I know that at times sighs rise within your heart, that the road ahead seems too long and your strength too little. You feel like a traveler wandering in the desert, weary in your steps, your eyes longing for a stream of cool water. But my child, remember this, it is in those very moments that I am nearer to you than ever. I will not allow you to collapse midway on your journey. I am the living spring in the desert, the shade at noonday, the strength when you stumble. Do not fix your eyes on your weariness and forget the power of the one who walks with you. I am the eternal strength, and when you lean on me, you will find new energy to go on. My child, I call you to learn how to walk day by day without needing to see the whole path ahead. The light I give you is like a lamp for your feet, not a torch that illuminates miles of the road. I want you to trust me step by step, so that in each step you take you may see my faithfulness. If I were to show you the entire journey, there would be no need for faith. But I love you enough to shape you through each stage, so that your faith may grow stronger. Do not be afraid of being insufficient, for I am not calling you to rely on your own strength, but to rely on me. And as you walk in dependence, you will see that you are never abandoned in the darkness. My beloved child, I have seen the tears you have shed in silence. At times you think no one understands, no one sees, but I know every detail. I know the longings in your heart, the prayers still unanswered, and even the hopes that seem to have faded away. Yet do not mistake the delay for my silence. I have never been silent. I am working quietly. I am arranging, preparing, and weaving together things you cannot yet perceive, and when the appointed time comes, everything will blossom beautifully like a garden tended with care. All you need to do is trust and nurture the seed of faith within your heart, for one day it will bloom and yield an abundant harvest. Remember, the hardships you endure today cannot compare with the glory that will be revealed tomorrow. I permit trials not to break you down, but to build within you a strength that cannot be shaken. When you walk through the fire, you will not be consumed, but will emerge as pure gold. When you pass through raging waters, you will not be drowned, but will come to know more deeply that I am the one who holds the seas. Let your heart rest in the truth that these present struggles are temporary, while the blessings I have promised are eternal. Do not let momentary pain steal away lasting hope. My child, be watchful, for the enemy never ceases to sow doubt. He wants you to believe that your efforts are in vain, that your prayers go unheard. But the truth is, every prayer you have lifted has reached heaven. Every cry has entered my ears. Stand firm and do not let his lies rob you of your faith. Remind your soul of my promise that I will never leave you. When you declare the truth, lies are driven away. When you choose to praise, chains are broken. When you persevere in faith, darkness has no place to remain. My beloved child, I have placed you in this process to prepare you for something greater. Do not despise the small steps, for they are laying a firm foundation. Do not overlook the days that seem meaningless, for it is in those very days that I am shaping steadfastness within you. Do not think of waiting as empty time, for while you wait, I am at work, and when the harvest comes, you will see that not a single tear was wasted, not a single step was in vain, and not a single prayer was forgotten. All things have worked together to bring you to the fulfillment I have ordained. My child, walk forward in the assurance that you are never alone. I have appointed companions for you, those who will walk beside you, those who will strengthen you, and those who will encourage you at the right time. Yet there are also some who are only meant to remain for a season, and when that season ends, you must have the courage to let go. Do not fear when certain relationships fade, for I am clearing the way for something better. Trust that every arrival and every departure in your life serves a purpose. As you learn to trust this arrangement, your heart will find rest, free from worry and unease. My beloved, keep your eyes fixed upon me. Do not let the clamor of the world distract you. Do not let the noise of life drown out my gentle whisper. Learn to listen in stillness so you may recognize my subtle yet certain guidance. When you place your trust in me, you will walk in the light, never losing your way in the darkness. And as you look back, you will see that every step, though difficult, has led you into complete blessing. You will understand that the journey was never meaningless, but a living testimony of my love and faithfulness. My precious child, know that the journey of faith is not only a path toward blessing, but also a path of transformation within you. My purpose is not merely to bring you to the place you desire, but to shape you into the person I have destined you to become. You often ask me to change your circumstances, but I begin by changing you. For when you are transformed, circumstances lose their power to bind you. When your mind is renewed, you will see everything through a different lens. When your heart is changed, you will recognize that even challenges can become opportunities. Do not think that I am only working on the outside. The greatest work I am doing is within you. My child, I am using everything to shape your soul. Those who hurt you become opportunities for you to learn forgiveness. Times of lack become opportunities for you to learn trust. Failures become opportunities for you to learn humility. And victories become opportunities for you to learn gratitude. Every experience, whether sweet or bitter, carries the value of training. Like a potter carefully shaping each detail of a vessel, I too am patiently molding you, spinning the wheel of your life to form a precious instrument. You may feel dizzy as everything seems to turn, but trust that my hands remain steady. I know what I am doing, and when I have finished, you will become a vessel that carries my light and blessings to many others. Remember, transformation does not happen overnight. It is a long process that requires patience and faithfulness. At times you may long for an instant miracle, but I know that what is formed slowly often endures longer. A tree that grows quickly may snap easily, but a tree that sinks its roots deep will stand firm through storms. I do not only want to give you fleeting success, I want to build within you a strong foundation that will keep you steady throughout your lifetime. Do not be discouraged if change seems slow, for every small step brings you closer to the person I have destined you to be. Each day of faithfulness, each choice made in obedience, is a brick laid in building a life of resilience. My beloved child, I know there are times when you look at yourself and feel unworthy. You see your weaknesses, your stumbles, your failures, and you think they make you unusable. But remember, I do not call the perfect. I choose the weak to reveal my strength. I do not seek perfection, but a willing heart. Look at Abraham, he doubted, yet he became the father of many nations. Look at Moses, he was fearful and fled, yet I turned him into a liberator of my people. Look at David, a small shepherd boy, yet I raised him to be a king. And you too, I can use your wounds, your limitations, and your failures as living testimony of my power. My child, do not let the past hold you captive. The mistakes you once made no longer have power over you, for I have forgiven and cleansed you. Do not allow old memories to hinder you from stepping into the new future I have prepared. The past may teach you lessons, but it does not define who you are. It is I who define you. I call you by a new name, place upon you a new identity, and prepare for you a new future. Do not look back at doors that have closed. Lift your eyes to the door I am opening before you. For the blessing is not found in what has been lost, but in what I am about to give. Remember, the purpose I have for you is not only for you to receive blessings for yourself, but that you might become a source of blessing to many others. When I give you peace, it is not only so that you may rest, but so that you may sow peace into restless hearts. When I bless you with abundance, it is not only for your enjoyment, but that you may be a channel of provision to those in need. When I grant you wisdom, it is not only for your success, but so you may guide those who have lost their way. You are not the final destination of blessing, but a river flowing outward, watering dry and barren lands. And in the very act of giving you will receive even more, for I am the wellspring of life that never runs dry. My child, walk forward with faith, knowing that you are chosen for a greater purpose. Do not let your own smallness cause you to doubt. Remember, though, a mustard seed is tiny. When it grows, it becomes a great tree. Do not think you have nothing to offer, for I can use even the smallest thing to accomplish something great. A single loaf of bread in my hands can feed thousands. A simple staff in Moses' hand could part the sea. A stone in David's sling could bring down a giant. In the same way, whatever you place in my hands today, no matter how small, can become the tool that changes destiny. All you need is to be willing, and I will do the rest. My beloved child, I want you to understand that every stage you pass through has value in preparing you for what is ahead. There will be seasons when you feel full of life, walking with strong faith, but also seasons when you feel weak, weary, and even unwilling to go on. Yet even when you feel you are standing still, I am still at work. You may think you are waiting in vain, but in truth, I am building a deeper foundation. Like a seed buried in the soil before it breaks forth as a tree, it must first push its roots deep in the darkness. So it is with you. You need those quiet, hidden seasons for the roots of your faith to take hold, so that when the storms come, you will not be uprooted. My child, I never waste a single experience in your life. Even your failures can become stepping stones that lift you higher. Even your stumbles teach you precious lessons so you will not repeat the same mistakes. Even your darkest days help you cherish the light all the more. Remember this, nothing ever escapes my hand. Everything, whether good or bad, when placed in my hand, can be woven together for your good. Bring to me your regrets, your fragments, your scars, and I will use them to create a picture more beautiful, more steadfast, and stronger. Do not be ashamed of your past, for it does not define you. It is the transformation I am working in you today that shapes your future. My child, I know you have often asked, why must I walk such a hard road? You think that if I loved you, I would have given you an easier path. But true love is not about shielding you from every challenge. It is about helping you grow through them. If a child never learns to walk, that child will never know how to run. If a soldier never trains, he will never be ready for battle. And so it is with you. If you do not endure hardships, you will never grow strong enough to step into greater blessings. My love is not about keeping you in a comfort zone, but about preparing you for your higher calling. Beloved one, learn to see trials through my eyes. Do not see them as walls that block you, but as lessons you must pass through. Do not see failure as the end, but as instruction for growth. Do not see loss as emptiness, but as an opportunity for me to fill you with something better. Every time you change your perspective, you will discover peace even in adversity. You will understand that storms do not come to drown you, but to carry you deeper into fellowship with me. And when you pass through the storm, you will emerge stronger, more steadfast, and able to lift up those who are faltering. My child, do not think that delay means failure. I have never failed to fulfill my promises. Everything unfolds in my perfect timing. You may long for an immediate way out, but I see farther than you do. I know that what you think is a solution may only be a temporary patch. Yet I do not give you what is temporary. I prepare for you what is eternal. I do not wish to merely cover the surface of the problem. I desire to heal its very root. So be patient, for I am working in deeper ways than your eyes can perceive. My beloved child, when you are weak, do not be ashamed. It is in weakness that my power is made clear. When you no longer have the strength to take another step, let me carry you in my arms. When you have no words left to pray, let your sighs rise before me as a plea. When you feel you have nothing left to offer, bring me your broken heart, and I will restore it. You do not need to be strong at all times. What I desire is your honesty as you come to me in every circumstance. And you will discover that I am enough to cover every shortcoming, enough to lift you up, and enough to complete the work I began in you. Beloved one, keep moving forward. Even if you cannot see the entire path, courage is enough when you know the one who walks beside you. I am the beginning and the end. I have written the first line of your story, and I will also write its glorious conclusion. No power can hinder me from completing my plan for you. Your part is to remain faithful, steadfast, and trusting. When you do your part, I will do mine, and the outcome will surpass anything you have ever dreamed of. My precious child, I want you to know that the transformation in your life is not only for you, but also so that others may witness my power through your journey. When you endure trials yet hold fast to your faith, your life becomes a living testimony to those wandering in uncertainty that there is a God who is faithful and mighty. You do not need eloquent sermons to change someone. It is your perseverance, forgiveness, love, and steady walk in hope that speak most powerfully. Others will see the light reflected in you, and that light will lead them back to the true source of light, me. Therefore, never underestimate your faithfulness, for it carries an influence far beyond what you can imagine. My child, I call you to become a blessing to the world around you. I do not want you only to receive, but to become a flowing stream. When I give you peace, pass it on to those who are in despair. When I give you wisdom, share it with those who are lost. When I give you wealth, be generous to support those in need. It is in the giving that you will receive even more, for I have spoken. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. You were not created to be a closed reservoir, but a river that flows outward, bringing refreshment to dry lands. and it is in this sharing that you will discover true joy and fulfillment. My child, there are times when you may think you have nothing to offer, that your life is too small to make a difference. But remember, I am the one who can use even the smallest thing to create something great. A single drop of water can help fill an ocean. A tiny spark can ignite a great fire. A simple word of encouragement can change the destiny of a person. Do not underestimate what you hold in your hand. When you give that small thing to me, I will multiply it and turn it into a blessing for many. Do not wait until you have much before you begin to give. Start with what you have now, for it is obedience in the little things that paves the way for greater things. My beloved child, I also want you to understand that on this journey there will be those I have appointed to walk alongside you. They are not merely companions, but instruments I use to support, encourage, and guide you through difficult seasons. Yet there are also some who are meant to be with you only for a time. When that season ends, you must learn to let go. Do not cling to relationships that I have called you to release, for in holding on you may miss the better things that lie ahead. Trust that every arrival and every departure in your life is part of my plan. When you learn to rest in that divine arrangement, you will find freedom, and your heart will be at peace. My child, do not forget that your true worth does not lie in the recognition of the world. The world may change its opinion today and again tomorrow, but my love for you never changes. You are not defined by your achievements, nor by your failures, but by the everlasting love I have for you. I call you by name, place upon you a new identity, and give you a destiny that no one can take away. Therefore, when others reject you, remember that I have never abandoned you. When others fail to see your value, remember that I have already seen you as a precious pearl. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone, for it has already been affirmed by me since the foundation of creation. My child, I want you to walk in the confidence that no trial can bring you down when you remain in me. There will be days when you feel too weak, but that is the moment you must remember that my power is made perfect in weakness. There will be times when you do not know which way to go, but that is when you must pause and listen for my voice. There will be moments when you feel that no one stands on your side, but remember that the heavenly hosts still surround you, and I am always with you. Do not let your eyes see only the hardships. Let the eyes of faith be open to see that you are covered by heavenly protection. My child, keep moving forward, for the blessings I have for you are greater than anything you have ever asked for. Do not let discouragement steal your faith, and do not let delays rob you of hope. Remember, every day you remain steadfast is a day that brings you closer to fulfillment. You have sown in tears, and I promise you will reap in joy. You have been faithful in the darkness, and I will reward you openly in the light. You have held firm in faith through trials, and I will bring you into a season of abundance beyond your expectation. Stand strong, for the harvest is near, and the blessings I have promised will surely come to pass. My beloved child, I want you to know that you are stepping into a new season, a season in which I will open doors that once seemed impossible. But before you see the results, I want you to prepare your heart. For true blessing does not only lie in receiving, but in being ready to keep and use it rightly. Some may receive much, yet lose it because they were not mature enough to manage it. I do not want that to happen to you. I want you to enter into blessing with a steadfast heart, with unwavering faith, and with wisdom to use what I give for a higher purpose. Do not take the season of preparation lightly, for it is as important as the destination itself. Just as a soldier must train for years before entering the battlefield, you too must be refined, so that when the blessing arrives, you will not be overwhelmed, but will know how to live and walk in its fullness. My child, I know you have often cried out, "Lord, please change my circumstances," but I often begin by changing you first. For if circumstances change while you are not yet ready, you will not be able to hold on to what I give. I want to train in you patience, courage, and a grateful heart. I want you to understand that wealth, status, and success are fleeting, but faith, love, and faithfulness are of eternal value. When I transform you from within, circumstances will no longer control you. Though storms may rise, you will remain at peace. Though waves may surround you, you will stand firm. That is the true foundation upon which you will step into the destiny already prepared for you. My child, remember that I never allow you to walk alone. Every step you take, I am with you. When you are weak, I give you strength. When you are confused, I bring you light. When you are discouraged, I give you courage. Do not think my silence means my absence. On the contrary, it is in silence that I teach you to hear my voice more clearly. It is in darkness that my light shines brightest. It is in barrenness that you will discover I am the spring that never runs dry. I have never abandoned you, nor will I ever refuse you. Even when you feel too weary to pray, I hear the sighs of your heart. Even when you do not know what to ask, my Spirit intercedes for you with groans too deep for words. Therefore, do not be afraid. You are never alone in this battle. Beloved child, I want you to live with the assurance that a great harvest lies just ahead. You have sown in tears. You have persevered in silence. You have been faithful even when no one saw. Now I am bringing you into the season where those seeds will bear fruit. But remember, the harvest is not only for your enjoyment, it is also so that you may become a channel of blessing to many others. I will give you much so that you may give much. I will fill your cup until it overflows, refreshing those around you. When you live not just for yourself but for a higher purpose, blessings will never cease to flow. The more you pour out, the more you will receive, for I am the source that never runs dry. My child, stay watchful, for the enemy never wants you to enter your harvest. It will try to plant doubt, weariness, and discouragement so that you give up right at the threshold. But do not let your heart be shaken. Stand firm, for I have declared those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy. That promise is not merely comfort, it is a sure guarantee. You have sown, and you will reap. You have been faithful, and you will be rewarded. Do not let anything cause you to give up, for you are closer to victory now than ever before. My beloved child, the journey you have walked through, trials, tears, long days of waiting, and silent nights, has not been in vain. Every moment, every experience, every wound has become the foundation shaping you into the person I intend you to be. You have learned that faith is not a fleeting emotion, but a steadfast choice made even when you cannot see, cannot hear, and cannot understand. You have learned that my love is not based on performance, but is an eternal, unchanging love. And you have learned that I never leave you, even in the moments when you feel most lost. All of this weaves together into an unshakable truth. You are my child, called chosen and dearly loved. No power can ever steal that identity from you. Know this, you now stand at the threshold of a new beginning. What lies behind you I have used to teach and shape you. What lies ahead I am opening as a wide and glorious door. Do not look back with regret, for the past has fulfilled its purpose. Instead, look forward with faith, for I am writing a new chapter, brighter, greater, and more glorious. Dreams you thought were dead will live again. Desires you thought forgotten will be rekindled. Promises you believed were distant will come to pass. I am leading you into a great harvest, the season in which you will clearly see my faithfulness. You will no longer only hear of me, but you will witness with your own eyes my power and my love at work in your life. This is not merely the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new mission, where you will become a vessel of blessing for many. My beloved, now is the time for you to draw near to me with a humble heart and full trust. Prayer is not a burden, nor is it mere ritual, it is the breath of your soul. When you open your mouth in prayer, you are not merely speaking words, you are stepping into my presence, the presence of the living one who hears every whisper and understands every unspoken cry of your heart. So, my child, lay down your anxieties, set aside your burdens, so that your hands may be free to lift up and your heart light enough to turn toward me. When you pray, you do not come before a stranger, but before a loving Father who has known you since before you were formed. Do not be afraid, do not hesitate, for I listen, I understand, and I answer in my time, a time that is good and perfect. My child, come near to me and lay down every worry, for I am your steadfast refuge. You have carried your burdens for too long, letting your mind grow heavy and your soul weary. But now I call you to entrust it all to me. You do not have to bear it alone, for I am the Father who knows every need and every tear. Believe that I give you a peace no one can take away. When you bring to me both your joys and your sorrows, you will feel your heart grow lighter and peace will flow into your soul like a river. My child, I know there have been many times when you grew tired, feeling too weak to go on. Yet remember this, it is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. You do not need to appear strong before the world. You only need to come honestly before me, and I will give you strength. When you fall, I will lift you up. When you are weary, I will renew your energy. When you are lost in confusion, I will show you the way. Let this prayer be the beginning of a new season, where you know that every trial is but an opportunity to experience the strength of heaven. Beloved child, I hear your cry, Lord, when will your promises be fulfilled? But trust that delay is not denial. While you wait, I am preparing. I am building patience within you, shaping your character and strengthening your faith. Pray that your heart will not grow discouraged, that your eyes will not wander from me, and that your faith will not waver because of delay. Believe that my timing is perfect, and when it comes, the blessings will pour down like abundant rain upon dry land. My child, you often ask me to change your circumstances, but the first thing I desire to change is you. I long to take away fear and replace it with courage, to remove bitterness and fill you with love, to strip away doubt and clothe you with faith. Pray that your heart will be ready for this transformation. Ask me to cleanse away what does not belong to me and to fill you with wisdom, steadfastness, and gratitude. For when you are changed from within, you will no longer be ruled by circumstances, but will instead become a witness to my love and power. My child, I have seen the wounds you carry, the pain, the losses, even the dreams that seem to have died. But I am the restorer. Pray that I will mend the broken pieces, bind up the wounds, and breathe new life into the ruins. You do not need to live forever in the shadows of the past. Believe that I can turn ashes into beauty, mourning into joy, and failure into a stepping stone for victory. Offer me your pain and receive from me complete healing. My child, the world is filled with snares, and the enemy seeks to sow fear and bring destruction. Yet I have promised that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Pray that your spirit may remain awake, that you may stand firm in the truth, and that you may clothe yourself with the full armor of the Spirit I have given. Ask for my protection to be as a wall of fire surrounding you, so that even if darkness attempts to attack, it cannot touch your soul. As you walk under this covering, you will experience that no power can ever separate you from my eternal love. Beloved child, I see your concerns about your daily needs, but remember, I am the shepherd and you shall not be in want. Pray not only for me to provide enough, but also for wisdom to manage well, for a generous heart, and for the willingness to share. Ask me to make you a channel through which my abundance may flow, bringing blessings to many others. Believe that I will open doors no one can shut, and pour out blessings beyond all you could ask for or imagine. My child, you were not created merely to exist, but to live a life of purpose. I have called you, chosen you, and placed upon you a mission that no one else can fulfill. Pray that you may walk faithfully in that calling, never retreating in the face of hardship, never losing sight of the vision amid temptation, but remaining steadfast until the end. Ask me to make you a light in the midst of this dark world, so that your life may become a living testimony of my love and power. And remember, you do not walk alone, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I lift this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may build a strong community of faith.